Hello, Aries. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, abundance, prosperity reading for the month of July 2020. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings, Aries, I am going to be using my Groovy Weight Tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as I always do. And then, Aries, I will close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. So, let's go ahead and get right into it, Aries. What do we need to know for the sign of Aries? As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of July 2020. What do we need to know? Oh, for the sign of Aries. Okay. All right, let me make sure we've got everyone in frame here. So Aries, it looks like you are actually going to be going through a lot of downtime in the month of July. But then you're probably going to show back up in a very big way. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Eight of Swords, upright. Strength, reverse. Ten of Cups, upright. Six of Wands, reverse. Four of Swords, reverse. Two of Wands, upright. And then the Devil card, upright. Okay. Now, Eight of Swords, Aries, talks about self-limiting beliefs. It talks about you kind of seeing things through a specific lens or filter, and it may or may not be accurate. Now, of course, I'm not trying to invalidate how you feel or your perception or your interpretation, but sometimes we really need to re-examine how we're seeing things, how we're interpreting things internally, to see if it's really the situation or is it us. You're going to have to really kind of double check and triple check what's going on as it relates to your money, your work, your finances, your career, your business, whatever the case may be, as it relates to your money, and see, am I holding myself back because of the way I'm interpreting things? Am I limiting myself in some way, shape, or form? Now, you're going to have to kind of figure this out as we move into that first week of July. Now, we also have the Strength card here. Again, this talks about you having the power, having the ability, having the strength to do exactly what it is you want to do, but for some reason, you're holding yourself back. And I think that goes back to this first card here. It's not that you can't do something, it's that you believe that something is getting in the way, and it's just not. And I have a feeling that once we move into July, you're going to kind of get some crystal clear clarity about what this is or about how this works. And it's really going to kind of burst open some successful, remarkable changes in a hugely powerful way. So, you kind of go through this phase of having self-doubt, being a little nervous, maybe feeling insecure or not confident about something. And then you realize all of that is so unnecessary, and bam, you figure it out and things start happening and things start moving. Now, we also have the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Swords here. Now, this is where I was talking about, you're going to feel like you have to take a step back, right? It's like you know you're going to need to show up, but maybe now is not the time to do so. It's like you got to kind of figure out your brand, and you want to figure out your imaging. You want to figure out, exactly how you want to be seen and how you want to be known. And I think this is good. Give yourself time to figure out those details before you just start kind of making moves without having any kind of direction, or without having any kind of game plan. And you do that. You do take some time to kind of step back from the situation, whether that be a job, whether that be a business, a side hustle, a career, an investment. You step back and you really start to put together exactly what it is you want, because you know the goal, but you want to figure out exactly how you're going to get there, in the easiest way, maybe in the fastest way, maybe in the way that makes the most impact. Finally, we have the Devil card in the upright. This is all about you being careful about having some unhealthy attachments, because those can definitely get in the way of our goals, especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to success. There's certain things that we could be attached to that are just not serving us at this time. Be very, very careful with that, okay? And I see a lot of times when the Devil card comes up, especially in a money and a career reading, it's more of a warning, right? It's not saying that, oh, your bad habits are going to destroy you. No, it's saying, you know what? Recognize that you have the bad habit, and let's do something to change it now before it does destroy us. All right, Aries, let's see what else is going on for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. I see this one coming out. For the month of July 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Aries? Okay. All right. Now, this is good. I know a lot of you like to freak out when you see a row of cards all in reverse, but it's not bad, and I'm going to dive deep here. The World card is in reverse. Now, this talks about the cycle is not complete. This talks about something is unfinished. However, this is not a bad thing. The World card is a very positive card. When it shows up, it just means that don't make your final decision just yet. Don't assume the game is over. You've got overtime, you've got, other things that could definitely change the landscape a little bit. So just know that, the final answer is not the final answer. It's not complete. There's still things that need to happen, things that need to be done, things that need to change, things that need to be sorted out, okay? You may think it's the end, but it's truly not. And you have to remember that, especially as it comes, to you doing things as it relates to work and your money. Now, we also have, the Nine of Pentacles here, and this is a very positive card as well. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, this is the luxury card. Even when she shows up in the reverse, for me, because this is my favorite card in the deck, it's still positive. It's still good news. It just means that, maybe things to a lesser degree. If you are looking to make a big purchase, a luxury purchase, if you are looking to spend something for a new tool or a new class, or maybe something that's going to upgrade your life in some way, just make sure that it is something that will upgrade your life in some way. When this card shows up in the reverse, it means that there's nothing wrong with investing in, luxury items. But we have to make sure that these items are going to kind of give us a return in some way, shape, or form. Now, I understand we all like pretty, beautiful, expensive things. But we have to make sure that the return on investment is worth it. And that's going to be different for everybody. Some people just like to buy expensive things because they're expensive. And then there's some of us who, we need to invest in high level equipment because we want to produce high level results. Okay, so just make sure you're aware of that and that you remember it. Now we also have the Five of Wands here. This is good because it means that communication is going to start flowing freely. You're going to be able to communicate with people in a very positive, constructive way. You're going to get some good feedback, and you're going to be able to, make adjustments from these conversations that you're having, either with colleagues, with coworkers, maybe with clients, maybe with customers. Maybe even with management. It just means that the communication is not going to be strained. And it also means that the communication is going to flow freely. And it's going to be a good, solid conversation for everyone involved. And everyone's going to benefit in some way. Now, we also have the Guru here. This is a card that is unique to this specific deck. And the Guru is a card about enlightenment. And it's also a card about really tapping into that intuitive nature. But when it shows up in the reverse, sometimes it means that you may not be trusting yourself. You may not necessarily be feeling totally secure in your own intuitive abilities and in your own, spiritual nature and your own awareness. So you're just going to have to be very, very careful and really kind of take your time as it relates to these certain, decisions, or maybe your own personal enlightenment journey. It's almost like you need to develop something a little bit more, or you need to have a little bit more confidence in order to really use this gift to its highest ability and in a way that it serves you. And I'm hoping that makes sense. Now, we also have the Four of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles also in reverse. This means that you're not going to have as many choices presented to you as you would like. But it doesn't mean that the choices that do show up or the options that do show up are all bad. It just means you're not going to have as many to choose from. And usually this happens when there's a job involved. Like maybe you're looking for a job and you're hoping to hear back from two, but you only hear back from one. It's something along those lines. But, it's not bad. It's just not what you would have chosen had you, had the choice. Finally, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. This talks about, sometimes it shows up when it's about financial literacy. Also, she shows up when money is being wasted. So be very, very careful, with your spending. And I think we talked about that here, about investing your money. But sometimes we can kind of get caught up in wasteful spending. We can also, sometimes buy a little bit more than we need, or we could buy things that are frivolous. We all do that to some degree, but you have to be careful that you don't go overboard. All right, Aries, let's see. What else is showing up as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020. Okay. All right, Aries. Now this is interesting because we've got the Nine of Pentacles here, and remember we saw her here. Again, we're tapping into that luxury, energy, that prosperous, that overflowing of abundance energy. The Nine of Pentacles is really just a beautiful card about really embracing that, embracing, that yes, you do deserve to have beautiful things. No one's ever going to take that away from you. And you're just going to kind of sit with it for a little bit. You're going to experience it, and it's going to be something very, very joyful. Now, again, we just talked about being careful with not having wasteful spending, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that you have to kind of, cut down spending in other areas if it's justified, right? So if there is something that you do need to invest money in, don't hesitate, because it will pay off for you in more ways than one. We have the Four of Swords in the upright position. Now, we also have that card here. Now, the Four of Swords is about stepping back. It's about retreating. So once we hit the second half of July, Aries, you may find that you do need to take a break. You do need to kind of remove yourself from the work mode, so to speak. You may need to kind of decompress in a way, and not just, not just a little break. This is a total, like, kind of shutting yourself down so you can just kind of rejuvenate, and you can just kind of, get yourself refueled in a way that's going to make you better on the other side. Now we have the Five of Swords here. In the reverse, this is very good because it means, again, that communication is going to be open and free-flowing, and you're not going to win at the expense of someone else. This means that it's going to be mutually beneficial. It means that you win, the other party wins, and you both walk away from the discussion or from the negotiation both feeling like you won, both feeling like you have succeeded. Now, this is very, very good. So, if you are having some, conversations, some negotiations, some back and forth, just trust that it is going to be a win for you just as much as it is for the other person. We have the Eight of Wands here. Eight of Wands talks about speed, talks about things moving quickly. As we move into the second half of July, you're going to see that things are starting to pick up. Things are starting to move forward at a very rapid pace. You're going to have to put some decisions on hold because of it, because things are going to start moving and progressing quickly. Now, I do feel like this is work related. So, once we hit the second half of July, look for an increase in customers, an increase in clients, an increase in business, and an increase in revenue as well. We also have the Page of Swords here. Page of Swords in the reverse talks about there's going to be some message. There's going to be a new information, news, an announcement about something being eliminated, something being taken away, something being cut off. Now, just because it is an announcement or news about something stopping or no longer continuing, it doesn't mean that that's necessarily bad. This could be, maybe some positions are eliminated at your work, and now you have a title change, and now you have a pay increase because you're going to be taking on more responsibility. Whatever the case may be, just know that as we move into the second half of July, you are going to be getting some information about something stopping, something being cut off, something being eliminated, like I said. All right, Aries, let's continue on and see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020. Okay. All right, Aries. As we close out July of 2020, you're going to see that, as things start moving rapidly, things are really going to change very quickly. And things may be happening so quickly that it's hard to adjust, right? We got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Now, this is a very lucky card. When it shows up in the reverse, it means that either the luck could be running out, or it could be that, things happen in such an unexpected way that it's like an unexpected stroke of good luck. Because things, when they turn and when they shift, it looks bad. It looks negative. It's like, oh my God, what the heck is going on? And then when the dust settles, you realize, holy crap, this actually worked out better than I could have planned it. I couldn't have orchestrated a better outcome, right? So just know that this is going to be something where it's going to feel like a negative. You're going to feel like you're being hit from all sides. But when all is said and done, it works out well for you. So much so that it allows you to show up and kind of break through some things that you were working on within yourself. The Hermit in the reverse is all about showing up and really kind of putting yourself out there to such a degree that people can't ignore you. People can't dismiss you, right? So the Hermit card, instead of retreating, you're like the bold extrovert who definitely makes a point to be seen. And this is something that's really going to serve you because, it's one of those things where maybe you've been hiding in the background and now you've decided enough is enough. I'm showing up, and I'm, showing up in a big way. I'm not wasting time. I'm not wasting effort, and I'm not wasting energy. And I'm not putting myself in the background anymore. I'm showing up fully. so I can do what it is that I need to do in a purposeful, meaningful, and profitable way. Now, we also have the Four of Pentacles here. This tells me that money's going to come in, but you're going to be holding on tight. And, sometimes that is justified. Sometimes it's not. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself, depending on your own situation and circumstance. Money will be showing up for you, and you're going to have to be very, very careful with your spending. I think we already talked about that here. And, you're just going to have to really kind of delegate the finances in the most responsible way. And I know that's not fun. It's more fun to just kind of be frivolous. But there comes a time when we have to make plans with our money to really, do what needs to be done so we don't have to worry about it. Taxes are coming to mind with this card. So if you have not paid your taxes or haven't filed your taxes, get on that, because you don't want that showing up and creeping up later on. Next, we have the Nine of Cups. This is the wish card, right? Even when this card shows up in the reverse, it's still a very positive card. I don't care what anyone says. This is a positive card. This is a wish being fulfilled. Now, when it is in the reverse, though, it just means that your wish is filled, probably in parts or to a lesser degree. So let's say you wish to win the lottery. Well, maybe you do win the lottery, or maybe you win a scratch off, right? It's still not bad. You still got your wish fulfilled. It's just you're not winning the millions, but maybe you won $100. It's still good to me. It's still, something to celebrate. So whatever your wish is, just know it's going to show up in some way, shape, or form towards the end of July, It also could be the first part of your bigger wish that's starting to get fulfilled. Let's say you have a wish to be married. Well, you may meet an amazing person towards the end of July. You might meet someone that you can go into business with. And then, that's the first part of the wish. The next part of your wish is, taking that business to an enormous level to where it's highly successful. So, this card here is always positive, and I just want you to stay positive and know that you are going to see something good, something you've been wishing for, something you've been working towards. You're going to start seeing signs of it as we hit the end of July. Finally, we have the Queen of Cups here. This is you being very guarded with your emotions. This is something that I think we all kind of learn as we mature and as we go forward in our lives, especially our professional lives, getting a hold of our emotions, not being too emotional when we make decisions as it relates to our money and to our work. It's just kind of really not being overwhelmed with emotion. And it also talks about, too, really just kind of using our emotions in a positive way, and trusting how we feel about a certain situation before we take action. And I think that's kind of the theme here, Aries, you're really going to, it's like I see there's a lot of emotional and spiritual growth for you for the month of July, but at the same time, there's definitely going to be, big, what do they call it, highs and lows where things just kind of happen really quickly, and then things just kind of don't happen, and you're kind of in that in-between stage where you're just trying to figure things out. So Aries, let's go ahead and close your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. Okay, so this is, I think this is pronounced Bronwyn. If I am saying it wrong, please correct me. The card here is forgiveness. Now this is interesting because I don't know if forgiveness really kind of showed up in your reading, but maybe this is something that you need to focus on for July, Aries. Is there some, something or someone or somewhere that you feel you need to extend forgiveness? Is someone extending forgiveness towards you in some way, shape, or form? Forgiveness is very powerful. So let's kind of keep that keep that in the back of our minds as we move through July and see what areas can we utilize forgiveness to really take us to that next level and really help us advance in our lives in more than one way. All right, Aries, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, feel free to drop those down in the comment section below. And if you'd like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information for you in the description. All right, Aries, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We will do it again next month.